Is stupidity an excuse? Let's talk about it. Stupidity is an excuse that appears to stagnate process. Let me rephrase that. Stupidity stagnates progress. It doesn't appear to. It actually does stagnate process. People use stupidity as a crutch because stupidity is a synonym of ignorance. It means not educated, not knowing something. And when a person doesn't know something and make themselves ignorant to a specific topic or way of life or culture, um, many times the people who reside in this place of stupidity and ignorance have a tendency to utilize that as an excuse to not want to learn. So they may say things like, oh, that's stupid. I don't want to deal with that nonsense in order to remain in their ignorance. And that is one's right to remain ignorant. But here's the problem with that kind of ignorance. If one wants to remain in his or her own world of ignorance and stupidity, then they close doors and opportunities for themselves because they don't want to broaden their horizons. They don't want to see the bigger picture for whatever it is. And this is just not in one genre or one niche. I'm talking about all aspects of life. I mean, meeting new people, maybe opening up doors in business, because ignorance and stupidity resides in that person because they're afraid. And that specific fear, I believe one of the ingredients of that fear starts when the child is birthed. And what do I mean when a child is birthed? What I'm speaking about is breastfeeding. And I know this may, throw many of you off, but um, there's a ton of research over the years. This has been going on for a very long time. Research on breastfeeding, on what breastfeeding is, and how it affects the human organism. And one of the things that I've come to understand about breastfeeding is when a child is not breastfed, they operate different in life once they grow up and they enter this world and they start living their own life. Um, a breastfed child will operate different than one who is not. So a breastfed child tends to have more empathy for others. The intelligence appears to be higher based on the research. And they're not afraid to have these kinds of bonding going on between themselves and another person. They're more apt to be more receptive to this kind of communication with others. Whereas those who are not breastfed find it a little bit more difficult. That's not to say that they could not do it. It's just a bit more difficult and challenging for many of them. And I think that is the one of the initial recipes for what we're experiencing today in terms of ignorance and stupidity. Because stupidity and ignorance, to me, I mean, I'm not saying that you need to accept somebody else's paradigm, but I think you need to respect another person's paradigm in order for you to progress. Just respect it. Respect is key. I believe I'm a person that tries my best to not be disrespectful to the next person. You know what I mean? And if I am, I would hope that the person that finds my actions disrespectful um, is not afraid to approach me and say, "Hey, Garth, hey, this is unacceptable." You know what I mean? So it's important for us to understand what's going on when we're dealing with this thing called stupidity and ignorance. Uh, it what it does is keeps people fearful, and we have to challenge ourselves in order to overcome this. And what I mean by challenge, I mean challenge ourselves to try something different, challenge ourselves to expand our horizons beyond what we know. And it's not going to be easy. It's not an easy thing. I'm talking about this because I know it wasn't easy for me. I had to, challenge myself in many areas of life, and still challenging myself in order to overcome certain things. And I'm not a perfect person, of course, and I don't think anyone is, and nor do I want to be perfect. What I strive for is to be as balanced as possible. Perfection is a sign of completion. So, therefore, for me, I strive to be balanced as opposed to looking to be perfect. And I try to see and appreciate, or try to understand another person trying to balance his or her own life as well too, and how well of a job they're doing it, which helps educate me whether or not I want to continue to form relationships with that individual based on how well they balance their own lives. So I just wanted to take a few moments out today just to share this with some thoughts that was having in my head, and I took the opportunity to share my thoughts with you. And I hope you appreciate this dialogue. If you would like to add on to it, please do. I'd love to hear your commentary. Please like, share, and comment below. This way, it can get to more reach, and Google can push this doctrine out to other people who may resonate with this, or maybe need to hear this kind of speak. But nonetheless, I want to thank you again for taking the time out to listen to this video. And until my next rant, let's talk about it at a later date. Take care.